side, Godwin Edudzi Tamakloe is a member of the NDC legal team. Mr. Tamakloe, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. So, first of all, on what premises are you proceeding by going to complain to the CID, and that what crime has been committed? Because CID would investigate a crime, right?
Yes. So, Omar, good evening, and good evening to your cherished listeners. As you can see, the petition is duly signed by the Director Legal of the party, Abraham Amalaba. And the basis of the petition is quite simple. We are saying that the comment by Bryan Acheampong at this point, he fails not to be an honorable person, has every ingredient of the offensive conduct. Because you see, as we speak today, the Ghana police, led by our celebrity IGP,
No. You had dropped the earlier one. I had tried to ignore it, which has to do with describing a member of parliament as not being honorable. I don't think it lies within your mouth to decide who becomes an honorable MP or not.
Can I proceed?
No, you can't proceed because now you've dropped the second one. So I'll just ask you to withdraw both and then you can proceed. It's better that way.
Okay. So I'll withdraw the celebrity IGP. May I proceed?
And withdraw the other parts about the member of parliament not being honorable.
Okay, I withdraw that one too.
Thank you so much.
I proceed?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. So our petition is simple. That the Ghana Police Service, as we speak, the Ashanti Regional Division of the Police, are in court currently prosecuting the constituency youth organizer for Swami. And his crime is that he made comments about the 2024 election that the police consider as one that can potentially destabilize the country. And on that basis only, they invited him. He went in the company of his lawyers, and pursuant to that, he was put before the courts. The courts even remanded him until subsequently his lawyers got him bail. Now we are saying that if the rule of law and respect and equality before the law means anything, then Bryan Acheampong should equally be arrested and put before our courts for reckless comments that he had made before NDP supporters, Omaro.
And his crime would be that he said that if you try to scare them, they would show you that they have the men. That is a conditional clause.
Please.
Now, he also says that...
Please don't try to, as it were, romanticize those reckless comments from Bryan Acheampong. There's nothing conditional about the statement that he made. Nothing conditional. Clearly.
There is an if in there. That's conditional clause.
I beg you. He's basically putting his party members on the path of warfare. Now, if you listen to him carefully, the irresistible inference one can draw is the fact that whether NPP loses or not, they are not going to hand over. First of all, Maro, may I say this? From 1992, an NDC sitting president lost an election and honorably handed over power. That is what is required under the 1992 Constitution. Now, so when you begin to beat the war drum, that for you and your likes, you are going, and if you listen to the tail end, you say, we will not hand over power. It does not lie in the math of Bryan Acheampong to decide whether you hand over power or not. And you see, tomorrow, you and I should get worried with such inflammatory commentary from no other person but Bryan Acheampong. And you see, a person like Bryan Acheampong has a history of unleashing violence on his opponents, whether internal or external.
Really? Okay, let me recall. Thank you.
Please. If you recall, when he wanted to become the parliamentary candidate of MPP for the Suwon constituency, you saw the bloodbath between his supporters and the supporters of Opariansa on two different occasions. It was when he was overwhelmed by the counter-violence from the supporters of Opariansa. Then he ran to the Koru Mountains. Or you have forgotten everything today?
I don't have any memory of it, Council. Yes, and so since it is a history you are recounting, and I don't have a contrary fact, I'll let you narrate it.
That is what I'm saying. That is what time does. It easily makes us forget terrible past. Again, this is a gentleman who had featured prominently in the report of the Commission of Inquiry put together by Mr. Akufo-Addo in relation to the events in Ayawaso West, the by-election. This is a gentleman that a committee made up of prominent people like now Supreme Court Judge Professor Henrietta Mensah Bonsu, among others. So quite clearly, these are the issues. These are the issues. And his name consistently features any time there's an issue of violence. And Omar, it should be worrying.
But I don't know, you are the lawyer, so in that report of the Ayawaso West Wogon Commission of Inquiry, has there been any adverse findings made against him, for which reason you are citing this to back your statement?
Yes. In fact,
where the commission said what? It should be...
Yes, the commission said he should be reprimanded for the deployment of the Azugu-led tax. Read the report. And in fact, if you read the white paper attempted to whitewash him. But what is not in doubt is that the Commission of Inquiry, being a fact-finding commission, found as a fact his involvement directly in the events of Ayawaso West Wogon. It is clear in the report. It is clear in the report. And so when such a person, in such a reckless manner, make those pronouncements, the NDC is not going to take it lightly. And that is why the party led by the Director Legal had put before the police that the speed, the alacrity with which they arrested the youth organizer of the NDC is Swami. They should apply the same principle.
Did the police apply the same principle when former President Mahama made the boot for boot comment? There are many people within the NPP who say that. Let me land with a question. Who say that was equally a reckless statement that should not have been made because the former president was essentially saying. Let me land with my question, Council, then you can answer. There's a view that that comment
that you are attempting to very
respectfully, sir. If you could kindly hear me out, I would be grateful. Okay, so I'm just going to put the question through. Edudzi Tamakloe is off air now. The questions, Mr. Tamakloe, is the criticism and the argument has come forth that the former president's comment was reckless. Perhaps there are many NPP people who say that what Bryan Acheampong is doing is in response to what Mr. President Mahama said in the past in relation to boot for boot. What would you say in response to that?
That is a very empty, in fact, attempt at equalization. First of all, the statement made by H. John Dramani Mahama was immediate aftermath of the deployment of the Azugu-led thugs and bandits at the Ayaso West Ogun by election. It was the immediate aftermath that A.T. John Dramani Mahama made a point that the manner in which the NPP are operating, the party should know, or the government should know, having reported it to the various embassies, should know that, as we say, excuse my language, it is not only one mother that can give birth to a fool, right? And that the NPP should know that if they want to use the same violence in the 2020 election, they should know that Ghanaians are not cowards and to be resisted. But you see, notwithstanding this statement, in 2024, tomorrow, you are a witness, or you have become aware of how soldiers deployed by Mr. Akufo-Addo, the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, slaughtered 8 innocent Ghanaians in Kichiman South for the sole purpose of snatching that seat from the NDC. Today, as we speak, nothing has happened to the perpetrators of the brutal murder of 8 innocent Ghanaians in 6 months. You're also aware of the unprecedented militarization of our coalition centers in the 2020 presidential elections. These are matters that have received widespread condemnation, but the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, Mr. Akufo-Addo, is tightly on how 8 innocent Ghanaians were brutally slaughtered in Kichiman South. These things don't worry you, Omaro. We in the NDC value human life. And so, when such potentially inflammatory comments are coming from a person who is a member of parliament who should know better, and you are forcing me to describe him as an honorable person against my will.
I'm not forcing you. I'm just asking you to respect the rules that Parliament works with. But thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you.
That's Godwin Edudzi Tamakloe. He's member of the NDC legal team.